Okay, here we are. Okay, I start a meeting minutes document that I shared on Slack. I don't know if you saw it.
I'm looking.
If you want, Felix, I can send you in Telegram.
Here.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Julia.
Hello.
Hello.
How
How are you?
Good, you?
Good.
Hi.
Shall I also turn my camera off if your connections are not good?
Right now for me it's working well, but
Yeah, I had to shut down my video because I don't have a lot of bandwidth.
Okay, I'm also turning it off.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
me too. But because I'm moving, but I have an excellent connection today. I'm in Paris.
Oh, good.
I'm not in Paris anymore.
Okay, so I put like a kind of agenda for the meeting in the meeting minutes document. First of all, I put three things. I don't know if I'm missing something. First of all, city to do it. I mean, how is going to be the order between Madrid and Ariès, and how is going to be that? I think we need to have that clear. Also, a kind of calendar for next weeks. I was discussing this with Steph, and we have a first draft that we want to share with you and see what do you think about it, and also the dates for this meeting, this weekend meeting, to try to set all the strategy to organize a next Glocal Camp and see the dates for that meeting. So these are the 3 points. I don't know if I'm missing something.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to put also here the link.
Pascual,
Yeah.
the document you have shared is in view only mode. Can you give us edit access?
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it's not open source.
How open I am. I have the power.
We want privilege.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm trying to find the some point we showed think about the race. Remember?
I can't hear you very well, Alfonso.
Okay. Now it's better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm just arriving. Hopla.
What's your Gmail email, Julia?
juliaartas@gmail.com. Name, surname @gmail.com.
Julia Ertas. Like this?
Let me see. I'm refreshing.
I've just sent my Gmail to you, Pascual.
Okay, I have here this one. And
yes, like this.
Okay. Okay, then You should have edit access now. Okay, so I'm going to link here also the document of the meetings that we had in Madrid, because we were discussing something there. So first of all, about City to Do It. Well, I don't know how are we imagining right now, if we are imagining this like these two cities are like 2020 one city and 2021 the next one, or we are thinking about this like Madrid Aries or Aries Madrid in the same year, or things like that. This is one thing that we need to think about it. And the other thing about the order, I don't know either if you were discussing about this. We were trying, Steph and me, we were trying to think about a little bit about this, trying to think about what can give us Madrid, the context of Madrid that other cities cannot give us. And I think we need to think about the same about Aries, what Aries can give us, or what Aries can give to local camp project or event that other cities, other contexts cannot give. Specifically about Madrid, we were thinking about one of the biggest thing is that is going to be a big, I don't know how to say in English, altavoz.
Alf, tu sais?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, it's very, it's a place in which we can have a lot of visibility.
Yeah, to communicate louder.
Okay.
Okay.
So what we were thinking is that we can take advantage of this to trying to collect people for RAS, which is less known. Is going to be hard for people who doesn't know CivicWise or doesn't know Glocal Camp to join us in a city which is maybe hard to get and you don't know the people and so on. So it's like we can take advantage of Madrid as a big city to get people to know CivicWise, Glocal Camp, and to have a lot of new people coming.
Yeah.
And then to know the event, to know Glocal Camp, to know CivicWise, and then when we have it, all these people are going to be these people. I think it's going to be easier to convince them to go to the next one in Ariège.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
What do you think?
Me, I think it's a good idea to start in Madrid and then go to the Ariège. But what's the process of it? You want to start when do you want to start?
To organize it for me now. I mean, the idea is to start to do it now. To start.
Yeah. Okay.
To start with that meeting in July or August, we need to set the dates. But as we were talking about like a few weeks ago in Slack, Alfonso and me, and for me would be to organize both almost at the same time, like to think about this. Also, because another thing that we were discussing, Steph and me, is that it's a good opportunity to have such two different contexts. Like Madrid and Ariège are so different. So I think it's going to be easier to trying to set like a unite project. Like, okay, we want to afford this topic, and we are going to do it in these two different contexts because we need the different context to see how we afford this topic, whatever topic it is. So. And for me, would be to start now. I mean, to start these weeks we have we were discussing some ideas to start the process right now, these weeks. Then to have the meeting in July or August to set all the strategy for the next year, and then after summer, I mean, to start to push and keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For me, the Aries meeting is for this. I mean, I think we can ask us some question that we are going to answer in this meeting. I mean, for example, it's interesting to make to program a Glocal Camp in Arres and in Madrid at the same time, as you said, Pascual, or in different years. What why it's interesting to do in these places and the other way around too. What a local camp can apport to these places. A ver, with whom we are going to work in the local context, all those things. I think for me, the important thing now is to list all these questions and start to think the way to answer them in arrears.
Yeah. Is there someone who is writing this? Because I have a little human in my arms right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't note them down, but I was also thinking, what kind of a glocal camp do we want? I mean, thinking about the contexts, both Madrid and Ariège, also kind of looking a little bit like retrospectively to what we had until now, like these like inner meetings, more impact on the local circle, etc. So yeah, we need to, I think, kind of prioritize, because we always want to do all of them, but in the end, I think we succeed in doing one part more. For example, for me in Barcelona, it was more about this like inner organizational matters of civic wise, while as in Modena, for example, it was much more about the how to support the local circle in Modena. In Canarias, it was more about doing some projects with the local authorities there. And so it's, I mean, always I think there is one more prominent aim, and then we have the supporting ones. Do you think we need to decide what's more important in these gatherings in Madrid and Ariège, or will we see that on the way?
Sorry, Julia, can you repeat your question?
Yeah, do you think we need to prioritize the main aim of the next glocals, or just let it happen on the way?
Yeah, for me, this is one thing I think is important, but maybe first we have to think why we are changing the way we organize Glocal Camp, because until now it was a local cycle that did the work, that find the money, that organize and find the topics, and now we are changing and we are proposing. Okay, we are going to organize a team more or less permanent to work in how local camps are organized, and also we are going to organize with this team at least 2 local camps. So for me, this is the first thing. Why are I mean, Why? I think
Why are we doing this?
I mean,
Who am I?
I don't want to be misunderstood, but I think it's the right way to do it. But
Who am I and who are you? What do you want from
that's
What
it.
do you want
That's
from
it.
me?
Just in case.
Sorry. I'm a little bit tired.
No, it's okay. No, for me, that question would be, well, first of all, to try to make sustainable the event and the project,
Mhm.
because I think thinking about last Glocal Camps is like affording Glocal Camp as a singular event in 1 week, also with this approach that is so internal. Let's say we know that it's not that internal because it's open and so on, but people outside understand it as an internal thing, so it's hard to communicate and that thing. So we cannot get so much money, because at the end the maximum that we got was like little budgets, like little budgets, maybe from couple of entities, and that's it. And I think that if we understand this as a bigger thing, with these two events, it's not an event, it's a project that wants to afford a topic or different topics, but has like a more specific more specific thing that want to afford. And we understand it as a project with two events. It's going to be easy to get money from bigger entities. So we are going to get that scalability that we need to get like a bigger budget to make this sustainable. So for me, that why is that question that you said, Alfonso, is first of all to make it sustainable, and second of all to give some structure also to local camp event and how to organize it and so on. So if other local circles wants to go for it, can do it, like, I mean, has something to more clear to how to do it.
So it's like writing not a manifest, but a notice about how to use a Glocal Camp in a local area, and what we could bring to the sorry for ce qu'on peut apporter en fait à des questions locales, mais avec une méthodologie propre au Glocal Camp. C'est ça?
What we can apport to the local environment and the local dynamics, no?
Mais avec une méthodologie globale.
And applying this global methodology we have in civic life.
One thing about this that I think is important is that, as we always said, maybe the message is that this is not the like we want to make the way to organize a local camp. It's just to set another way to do it that we didn't do before. We haven't do yet, and it's another way to do it. So people who want to organize a local camp has another option, like to do it in a more global way. That is another thing that we are always saying that we are missing in local camp. Like at the end was too local, the team, and this local team tried in last local camps to connect with the global community of to help in the organization of the local camp, but it was so hard. So if we made it, it would be also like, okay, how to set this local team and I don't know, this kind of thing, but just to try to understand it as another way, as another methodology but at least to have a methodology.
Yeah, okay. And for the economic part, is there we have to build a model that we can then we can sell it to partnerships? Is that the way you want to do it? Because we need a lot of money for a Glocal Camp, or for 2 Glocal Camps. Okay. And is there any documentation about how much does it cost and
Yeah,
Yeah?
we have. Yeah,
Okay.
we did that with Canary Island Glocal Camp. We have like a spreadsheet with like a budget, like a budget with everything, and we have some documentation that we were presenting to some entities, and so we have work that is already done that we can recycle. And
Okay.
anyway, for me, one of the things to do in that meeting in RES would be to try to think about the strategy to find economical resource.
Okay. May I have access to this document? How can I access this one?
I'm going to look for it and put it in the meeting minutes.
Okay, excellent. So Pascal and Julia, you will be there in Liège in July?
I cannot be there on 12th.
Okay.
But what is the August meeting from 2 to 4?
We need to think to pick between these two options.
Okay. Both are good for me. Yeah?
I cannot do the July. But I can do the August.
Okay. And you, Alf?
Yeah, it's good. I can in both dates. Yeah.
Excellent. And Pasquale?
For me, I think I can do it both. I have to check for the August option, but I think I can do it.
Okay, excellent.
If it is August, I can.
So we have a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to talk to Baptiste.
Yeah, and Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, for this. Okay, sorry, Alfonso.
No. Go ahead, Pascual.
No, I was that for this. I think we need to select the dates as soon as we can in order to buy tickets and all these things. So not to make it so expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, is more or less clear. I mean, 12-15 is not possible, so it has to be 2-4 August. And let's see if Batista and Paul
Are there?
Are there? Yeah, and maybe if they are, it is not possible for them. Maybe we need to find another date. Another month. Because I think it's important to meet all of us.
Yeah. Oops. Okay, I'm putting here the budget.
Hop. Et alors? Be a man. Oh.
Where are the parents?
Okay, it's
Felix?
working. I don't know. I just found the baby. I'll be back in a minute.
I just put here the budget that we were working in Canary Island, thinking about like an ideal.
Pascal, do you also think we can also use you remember at the end of the Canarias, we did a collective questions to make the guidebook for the Glocal Camp.
Hmm.
Can we also use it?
Yeah, for sure.
I will try to find the link to that too.
Okay.
I mean,
here it is.
even if we really just compile all the documentation we did for the Glocal Camp, I think it can be very productive.
I found it. It's here. I put it here, the link. Here.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. And another thing. Okay, about the well, the meeting in Aries. For me, I don't know if because about this thing that you were saying, Alfonso, to try to collect questions to try to answer in that meeting. I don't know if some of these questions we can try to answer it during these weeks in digital meetings and try to, because for me this physical meeting is important to, I mean, try to get out of that weekend with some things that are hard to work in a digital way, like this strategy for trying to find the economical resource, or also, for example, the topics. I don't know what do you think about it, but for example, Stephanie, we're also discussing that could be a good idea to have like a general topic for this Glocal Camp. The last Glocal Camps, we do it like with no topic or motto.
Team. Okay.
What?
Like a thema, like a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were thinking that would be useful also for this economical part. If we are able to communicate better what we want to approach in Glocal Camp, in these meetings, it's going to be easier for us to try to think about potential funders. And also it's going to be easier for that potential funders to try to understand it and if they are interested to put money or not. So, and to try, for example, to try to find that theme, that topic, what we were thinking also is that we can use the next weeks before the meeting in Aries. We can, oh, someone is, we can use these weeks to try also to make like a survey within a CivicWise community. Also try to find some topics that people in CivicWise are interested, like try to collect information about this. And with this information during the weekend in Aries, we can have all this information and try to set this topic and the general theme and so on. So when we get out of this weekend in Aries, when we get out of this meeting in Aries, we are going to have this general topic, the theme, we have the strategy, and we can start to think about the founders.
Yeah, for me, it's much better approach. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to copy here the draft of the calendar that we were starting, that we can work. And well, this has been done.
Done. Nice. So always nice to.
Well, there's some things that we need to also to try to use these weeks to try to do some things, like, for example, to have the general Glocal Camp website set, and we can have just to have a photo announcing that next two local camps going to be in Madrid and RAS. So I don't know, try to start to build the hype.
Yeah. Have you already met with Marcos?
Yeah, last week.
And what have he?
Well, it was just to tell him that we were thinking to organize Glocal Camp in Madrid and to see how he respond. And he said that for him it's perfect if we want to use Glocal Camp Media Lab Prado to this, they are going to help. So we can count on that. And for them, what they cannot put is money. So they can put like resource like the space. Also, for example, it's huge. I mean, because we have the space, they can also put like a lot of infrastructure. Like we have the auditorium, that we have materials for the workshops. Also, maybe we can have, for example, Media Lab could afford the communication, for example, because they have their own photographer or video. So maybe these kind of things we can try to negotiate with them. And okay, they cannot put money, but it's like they were putting money in a way. So these kind of things we can discuss about it, but he's completely open to help, so it's okay. And I also asked him to if he can think about entities that we can approach. And he was thinking that if we go for this big project with 2 events and so on, and if we try to think about this general topic, I don't know, he was saying that he would try with bigger public entities, like, for example, ministries here in Spain, like a culture ministry or something like that. But not so much. It was just like a half-an-hour conversation. So it was just the first approach for him to know that we are thinking about Madrid and like just to have a first conversation. But the good thing is that he's completely open and he wants to help. So
perfect.
Nice.
Okay.
It's good to know the space is solved.
Yeah. Okay, so here what we were thinking is that we can have like a little because I was thinking in the example of Urban Bat, this festival that Urban Bat organize every year in Bilbao, that they always first ask in Twitter about the topic, like completely open. Like, what do you think that we need to approach? What topic do you think that are interested to approach? So they made like this general survey. They collect opinions, and then at the end they have kind of the meeting that we are going to have in RAS, and then finally set up the theme and the motto and so on. So I was thinking that we can copy this methodology, kind of. We can use it also, as I was saying, to try to start to build the hype in social media, in Twitter, like announcing that we already are working in next Glocal Camps, to try to ask for people for topics to afford and so on. Then after that, we can have like a more internal survey within the CivicWise community in Slack, using the information that we collect in Twitter. And then at the end, we have the areas. So it's like from completely open to the meeting areas, more close for the team. So we are like these 3 steps to try to have this theme, this topic or this motto.
Okay. I'm back. I'm sorry. Do you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me? Excellent. I'm thinking about something. If we have 2 events in 2 cities, different cities, but from 2 different countries too, maybe we can have some talk with Anne Paul about how to get European funds we have to mutualize some economics between our two campsites, and I think she's great for finding some idea about that, some response about that, answers. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that would be great.
Is that working for you? If I ask her to work on it?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
me, it sounds great.
Ok. Je vais avoir une réunion avec elle alors, je pense. Ok.
I
Nice.
think it's very important that Paul is in the Arias meeting. I mean,
Yeah.
For the pool in Twitter and after in Civic West community, I think it's a great idea, and maybe not now, but I don't know when, but we need to do the same in the local places. I mean, in Madrid and in Arries, where we are going to do the Glocal, because this is also the thing, no? Connect and work with the local communities, the local organizations, and well.
Okay.
So maybe we in April we have met with Felix, and Paul and Baptiste in Arries, and we have list some topics, some things we need to work. You have that in the document. I have link in meeting local circle areas. And one thing that we were thinking to do in this areas meeting was to talk to some local actors. We were thinking to talk to, I mean, citizen organization, association, because in France you have a lot of associations, but also local politicians, to show them the potential of organizing a local camp in Aries, because maybe in Madrid it's more or less clear to everybody, but in Aries, you know, you have to explain them
From the beginning.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Felix. That's it. And I think it's a good moment to go there to introduce Civic Wise to the people, and to talk about Glocal Camp and everything, no?
Okay.
Because it's important to connect with the needs of the people locally, but also because I think in Arries, but maybe Felix is going to talk deeply about this, but it's possible, I guess, to get some money and some support for the local authorities.
Yeah, I think so. But we have to prepare our documentation about that, about how much we need, for what. We need some catalog, you know. We need to describe the Glocal Camp methodology. So I think we have to build some communication tools.
Yeah.
Because with that we don't have to incarner. I don't know how to say that in English, but we don't have to be always there to talk about it. We can send some emails with those documents and get productivity with these ones tools.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I can, if if we are meeting in August, we can build the content, and I can manage to do the mise en page of the documents. Okay.
The design, yeah, of the
The
document.
design.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can, like, for the next weeks before the meeting in Arias, we can try to collect all the documentation that we have from last local camps, and then in Arias we set a strategy for approach entities to get money and to think about these communication tools also and so on. So yeah, for me sounds good.
Okay, excellent. And we managed to get Anne Paul to the next meeting. And yeah, it's really important that she can be there, because there is a lot of potential in this woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just to start, we need to find a channel, a communication channel to talk all together. Slack is not working, sadly. Maybe at the beginning, just to organize from now to the Arias meeting. I don't know. Maybe we can use. I don't know.
Telegram?
Telegram. Yeah.
I love Telegram, because
Yeah, it's not.
We can use Telegram and put the kind of chat link on Slack. So if anyone wants to join, they join.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can do that.
But if we have to do an effort to go to Slack, I can do it. But it's about everyone in CivicWise, or just for our group?
I mean, the thing to use Slack is that everyone can check
See it.
later.
Yes.
Everything that we have said and
Okay.
so on. But it's clear for me that Batiste and Ampol are not in Slack, so
Yeah. Okay.
it's not possible to talk to them right now.
Okay.
And there would be another way to, like, to try to get involved Batiste and Paul, maybe not in Slack, but at the same time keep using Slack. I don't know if there's some way, because for me, I have to say, I don't know if the solution is to try to translate the communication in Slack to another space. Yeah, because I don't know. For me, I think it's so important. I mean, if we all agree to go, for example, to Telegram, and most of the team feel more comfortable in Telegram, we start and we go for it. But for me, I think it's so important to use Slack for a lot of reasons. I mean, first of all, Slack, I think, is a little bit quiet the last months, and that gives an image also of the network that is quiet, and it's not true.
Okay.
There's a lot of things happening in CivicWise network, but they are not visible. And one reason, I think, is last months, more people begins to do this, to try to put the conversation in another spaces, because they are more accessible, more comfortable, so whatever. And also, I think it's important also for a event like this, which is Glocal Camp. I think is one of the more collective projects that CivicWise has. So it's not a general project. It's a very particular project, and it's so important for people who are involved in the network to have it like very, very, very accessible. For example, today Natalia is not here in the meeting, but Natalia was reacting to the conversation of the meeting. So it's like, okay, she's not here, but she's aware that we are having a meeting, so maybe she's interested to join us. So maybe from 2 months from now, she's joining us. But if we are having the conversation in another channel, this is not going to happen. So
okay,
I don't know.
Okay, so we
So
can
I
keep
don't know if
Slack. Maybe we can chat on Telegram, and maybe if we have a very important information, we can just transfer it from Telegram to copy paste it to Slack. Maybe. No.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we can have just like kind of in between solution.
Yeah, I'm searching right now for a connector between Telegram and Slack,
Mm-hmm.
and if this is possible, we can do it like this.
But I agree if we have to use Slack because it's more in the interest of the group of the global group. Sorry, do it. We have to do it.
Yeah, but at the same time, we need Baptiste and Paul to get involved. So
Yeah, but I can talk to them and just je peux exiger qu'ils soient là au moins. On peut. En fait, Slack. I didn't receive any email, aucune relance par mail. Est-ce que vous utilisez MetaMost? Vous avez utilisé MetaMost?
I don't use.
No.
You don't use MetaMost, okay? Because with MetaMost, we have a group channel on it, and each time we have a new important message published on the MetaMost, we receive an email. I don't think Slack do it, or I didn't see them.
I don't know if you have email notifications.
There is no notification about with Slack.
I will check the settings.
Because I like this one because if it's not, si c'est pas un réflexe, ça me rappelle ça me rappelle un peu à l'ordre de recevoir un email comme ça.
Ça te rappelle à quoi?
Ça me rappelle à l'ordre, ça m'oblige un petit peu à retourner voir ce qui se passe sur une plateforme que j'utilise pas souvent.
Well, I think maybe now is not the moment to
To
solve
think about
this.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing that is clear for me, we have to find a way to talk all together. So
Yeah.
let's think about it, and maybe in the next session, or maybe we can ask Baptiste and Paul.
Je vais les appeler moi.
Okay.
By the way, you can select to get email notifications for mentions and direct messages in the preferences, Felix.
Ah, ok, excellent.
You have it, yes. At least when you are mentioned, you can get an email.
Ok, ben je vais leur en parler aussi, du coup.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Even though if for them it's still hard to get involved in Slack, even if they have their notification emails, I don't know if we can have this. If we can find that this connection between Telegram and Slack, I think would be great. Mm-hmm. And if we cannot do it, I don't know. Maybe we can start like right now with a Telegram group with them, and this maybe help to try to get them involved and to start the conversation between us, and maybe also to discuss there in Telegram, mm-hmm. which way, I mean, to try to put this conversation that we are having here, to have it with them in a Telegram group, like right now, and mm-hmm. maybe also them can say something and to propose something to, I don't know.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm writing for the message about this issue. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think
the next step
is done. Well, next week I will try to do this adjustment in the Glocal Camp website, So I don't know. I will maybe ask for help, Alfonso. Try to set this, and I don't know. We can try to think about this. If we all agree, if you think it's a good idea, we can start like by the end of next week. We can try to start with this Twitter campaign. Try to make this first.
To communicate.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a meeting on the next week? Maybe same day, same hour, same day?
For me, it's okay.
For me too.
Let me see.
Which day?
28 morning.
28? Not possible for me.
Okay. And 27?
No. Next week for me is I will be busy all the week. I'm in Donosti with the Encuentro Los Datos en Poder, so
And the next Monday?
yeah, next Monday, yeah.
July 1st?
Yeah.
For me, it's okay.
At the same time.
July 1st. Sorry, no. No.
And July 2nd?
Yeah, July 2nd, yes.
July 2nd at 11?
Yes.
At 11, yeah. Félix, le 2, on a une session de travail, nous, pour la formation qui commence le 3, non? Mais on peut passer une heure à se réunir pour le local, je pense.
On peut une heure de vacances avec CivicWise.
Voilà.
Ok, pour moi c'est bon.
Okay. Then July 2nd at 11. Okay, next week. Yeah, Julia.
Just it would be nice to know if the dates are okay. The dates in August are okay for Baptiste and Anpol.
Oui.
Yeah.
It's better to know it as soon as possible to get the tickets.
Yeah. Okay. I managed it and I telegram you or I put it on Slack. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
So we are finished?
Yeah, we finished. Next week we can communicate each other through Slack to start to discuss about this Twitter campaign and the adjustment in Glocal Camp website, and from that we keep going.
Excellent. Nice work. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you soon.
See you.
Bye. See you.